Among the games later, 2 p.m. Eastern on ESPN2, Oklahoma at Baylor, and on ESPN HD at 4 p.m., Pittsburgh at number 2 and unbeaten Syracuse. The Thunder beat the Warriors last night, 127-121. Kevin Durant with a career-high 54 points.
You don't hear me talking right now.
I made a few shots, and I felt good. My
what?
Teammates, they were throwing the
ball
1,
2, buddy, talk.
I still try to make
Check,
a play.
1, 2, 3. You hear him?
Those guys sacrifice their bodies and, screening for me and get me open. It's my job defending for them. I send the bench, jump up every time I hit a shot. It's, one of the best feelings.
Durant on ESPN after the win. Orioles first baseman Chris Davis gets a 1-year contract for
1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. All right. Yep. Yep, I hear you. Play the open. Play the open. Good afternoon, everybody, here at Southern Regional in Manahawkin. Mike Gill and Buddy Tarbotten set to bring you high school basketball on 97.3 ESPN as the Hermits visit the Rams today in a non-conference matchup, Buddy, but star power and big-time programs on this Saturday afternoon.
Absolutely. This is going to be a great basketball game for St. Augustine Prep, traveling up the parkway a little bit to get here to Southern Regional High School. The Hermits coming in, with a record of 7-1, and their only loss was to Montrose Christian, one of the top teams in the country from Rockville, Maryland. They're coming off of an impressive win over a Middle Township team on Thursday night at the Prep, and also a win over Bridgeton. And Southern Regional, they come in here with a record of 5-2. And the Rams, their 2 losses, one was to Liberty. They play in a real tough conference, 58-57, and our other loss was to Brick Memorial, 47-41. But they won their last game over Toms River South, 49-46. And Southern Regional features the 6'6", 200-pound Mike Gesicki, the very talented athlete, three-point star here, three-sport star, here at Southern Regional, and he's an excellent football player, and he could be signed, sealed, and delivered for Penn State University. And the coach, the new head coach, James Franklin, for Penn State, is actually here today, sitting in the stands and watching what he hopes is going to be one of his prize recruits, that he's going to be able to keep him here. So there's a lot of good basketball ahead. The Hermits featured Saeed Nelson, the 5'8" sophomore guard. He's really the straw that stirs the drink for the Hermits, and this is just going to be, it's almost a sold-out gymnasium already. So this is going to be a barn burner.
Yeah, national anthem here at Southern Regional. We'll take a quick timeout here on 97.3 ESPN and be right back with the start of Southern Regional and St. Augustine Prep on 97.3 ESPN FM. here live at Southern Regional, our first visit to the Shore Conference here in Ocean County, as we set to bring you a good matchup today between what we hope to be a good matchup today between Southern Regional and, of course, St. Augustine Prep today. And both these teams, by the way, will be featured in the Battle by the Bay Friday the 31st. The Prep will play Atlantic City there, and Southern Regional will be there on February the 1st. So both these teams will be featured in that big basketball tournament. They're featured here today on 97.3 ESPN.
And obviously, the listeners down in our area not as familiar with Southern Regional as we are, but this is a very, very big squad. And again, they come out here, the senior Mike Gesicki, the 6'6", he's jumping center against Stephen Corbo, and the Rams control the tip.
Yeah, Gesicki wins the tip. Southern Regional with the basketball to start it off. Just underway here in Manahawkin. Furlong, Du Bois, the guards for Southern. Out on the left wing is Holiday. Loge over to Holiday in the deep left corner. Gets it to Gesicki at the elbow. Gesicki puts the ball on the floor, jump stop, shot, air ball, and the ball is out of bounds. It'll stay with the Rams. 7:20 to play here in the first quarter.
And
just get underway.
St. Augustine did a good job defensively there, giving help side.
Inbounds pass, shot by Loge, rebound by Gesicki. He puts it up. He was fouled, and he'll go to the line.
And there's something right there. Obviously, Coach Paul Rodeo for St. Augustine, Mike's going to be has got his guys aware that they cannot allow second and third opportunities for the Rams. You want to try and eliminate them to one shot, and you got to get bodies on these big guys. And Gesicki muscled his way in, was able to get that offensive rebound, draw the foul, and they called the foul on number 41. Evidently, we might have a brief timeout as could be a contact issue right here, right now.
Yeah, Nate Siegel is coming off the floor for the Prep, and entering the game for him is Kevin Kennedy. Siegel went back to the locker room, so yeah, obviously something was not right with him. Gesicki's second shot is good. He missed the first, and it's 1-0 Southern Regional here on a Saturday. Nelson splits to the lane, splits two defenders, and the rebound comes down to Vistoria, and he loses it out of bounds. It'll stay with the Hermits. 1-0 Southern Regional as the Atlantic City Vikings enter the house today. Gene Allen and his whole team is here. Prep inbounds the ball. They get the ball to Vistoria. Vistoria over to Seward. Seward taking his time, looking for a play to be called with the left hand at the elbow, and the shot is high, and it comes down the rebound. Here comes Southern. The rebound to Loge. In the corner is Du Bois. Du Bois cuts the paint at the foul line, and a jumper is good. So Ethan Du Bois has the first bucket of the game. 3-0 Southern leads it. Saeed Nelson running the point for St. Augustine. Gets it to Seward. Seward up top for Corbo. This is Vistoria on the wing. Back up to Nelson. Nelson for a three. Good.
Wow.
Saeed Nelson at the top of the key.
Yeah, Saeed Nelson hit that one from downtown. He was between the circles, nothing but the bottom of the net, and he ties it up.
Gesicki coming right at us, and Gesicki loses the handle, stolen away by Vistoria. Here comes Kennedy. Kennedy leaves it up for Nelson. Nelson puts up a layup, and it's good. So Saeed Nelson has all 5 of the points. And here comes Gesicki with a jam!
Oh, baby.
And he's fouled with a monster dunk. You'll see that on 97.3 ESPN.com later. A two-hand stuff and a foul, and Gesicki will go to the line.
And I think Gesicki, he was getting a bit of a warning. Maybe the one official thought he was taunting after he slam dunked that. Most of the Hermit faithful are sitting behind the basket, and he pulled a little bit of looked like a wrestling move there from the WWE as he dunked it. Then he went and kind of stared down the crowd. boy, did he get up on that one.
Gesicki with the dunk ties it at 5 to make it a 1-point lead. He's good on the free throw. 6-5, Southern leads it. 97.3 ESPN live video at 97.3ESPN.com. Matt Ulmer here with us today from Ulmer's Appliance Service. Here's Siegel back in the game for the Prep. Hands off to Nelson. Nelson switches hands, cuts the paint, and loses the handle, but he was fouled. And Gesicki or DuBois called for the foul. Looks like Ethan DuBois called for his first.
And that is correct. It's going to be on the sophomore guard, his first, team's first. That last foul against the Prep, Mike, was on Stephen Corbo. He picked up his second.
As Nelson hits a 3 off the inbound, so a play set for Nelson, and he drains a 3. He's got all 8 of the Prep points today. 8-6, Prep leads.
And again, nothing but the bottom of the net for Saeed Nelson. And as you said, a well-designed inbounds play from under the basket to get Saeed that shot.
Cutting the lane for Southern is Zach Holliday with a layup and good. 8-8. Here comes Nelson. Back up the sideline. Gets it to Vistoria. Back to Nelson at the top of the key between the circles. Nelson. Hands off for Siegel. Siegel right of the lane. To Vistoria at the top of the key. Nelson, ball fake. Takes it to the elbow. Kicks it in the corner. Siegel gets his shot blocked away by Gesicki. Where did he come from? Gesicki with the block. They outlet to Furlong. Furlong to DuBois. Here's Halliday. 4:40 to play. 8-8 to score. Prep and Southern Regional. Here's Gesicki on the wing. Gesicki ball fake. Triple teamed, and the layup is still good.
It would be an understatement to say that was a strong move to the hoop.
Here's a steal. Logie back the other way, and he missed the layup. He missed the bunny, and knocking it out of bounds is Justin Mutz into the game for the Prep. But, boy, he missed a gimme there.
Well, it was almost like he was undecided. Like he had enough of a lead whether or not he can dunk. He was undecided whether he wanted to dunk it or lay it in off the rim, and therefore he kind of did a little bit of both and missed it.
Halliday inbounds for the Rams. They kick it out to a 3 for Logie, and he connects. So Jake Logue hits a 3, and it's 13-8. These guys got up on the right side of the bed today.
After missing the layup, he said, well, I really wanted to shoot a 3, and he knocks down the through ball.
Mutz in the backcourt now for St. Augustine. He shoots a 3 straight on, and it's down. It's a 2. It's a long 2. It's a tough vantage point we have here. It is just a 2. So Mutz makes it 13-10, a Southern lead with 3:45 to play. Kick out into the corner. 3 ball without even thinking about it. Jake Logue hits a 3, and the Prep needs timeout. 3:40 to play, 16-10. Southern leads St. Augustine.
Are you daydreaming about the Jersey Shore, summer sun, crashing waves, and the tram car? Ready to make those dreams a reality? Find your dream home at shorehomesnow.com. Let our real estate experts guide you through the buying or selling process. Expert advice, expert representation. Log on today, shorehomesnow.com. Making Jersey Shore dreams come true.
Mike Gill, Buddy Tarbotton here, 97.3 ESPN. Scott Ewing pushing the buttons back in our studios. Matt Ulmer on video over at 97.3 ESPN.com. And right now, buddy, we got some stat sheets that are filled.
Filled and, yeah, on fire. This game is moving at a scintillating pace. Don't touch that dial. This is going to be one for the ages. Stay tuned. Or if you would like to view it, go to 97.3.com and click on the Listen Live.
Nelson puts up a runner. It's hit by Gesicki right back to Nelson, and he's fouled on the baseline. And the foul is on John Furlong as Gesicki, boy, I'll tell you, what he does so well is he just goes from corner to corner. I mean, he just moves and covers virtually the whole lane.
Yeah, he absolutely is a major post presence. Nelson misses the first free throw. First trip to the line for the Hermits. And again, 97.3 ESPN.com, and you can actually watch this live broadcast.
Nelson makes the second, and it's 16-11. Mutz leaves the game for St. Augustine, and back in is Seward. 16-11, 3:10 to play, first quarter. Gesicki at the elbow, puts it on the floor. Gesicki spins and he loses the handle. Nelson with the steal. Nelson up the left sideline all the way to the hoop, and he is knocked out of bounds, and it'll stay with St. Augustine as the Prep, with 3 minutes to go here in the first quarter, has a battle on their hands.
No harm, no foul there. Nelson created the contact. The Hermits retained possession.
Inbound to Vistoria, and he gets a nice body, and he puts it in. So Mike Vistoria with 2.
And a 6'4" sophomore for the Hermits shows the big guy, Gesicki, hey, I got some muscle too.
Rob Yeiser in the game for the first time, and a shot goes up, and there's a Gesicki holding his right knee on that one as he is gingerly walking up the court. Seward shoots a 3. Siegel with the offensive board, and the putback is good. So Nate Siegel has his first 2 off the putback. We'll keep our eye on Gesicki as he is gingerly running up the left sideline, and James Franklin, the Penn State coach, is here. That cannot be a good sign for him.
But what happened, he got sandwiched. Good double-down defense by the Hermits. That was more of just getting banged.
Gesicki for 3. It's short, and the rebound to Vistoria on a box out of Logan Sheehan in the game for the first time. He's whistled for the foul, and now jumping off the bench is Eric Ray, and they see Gesicki as gingerly walking around, and he's going to come off the floor. So Eric Ray into the game for Southern. Gesicki takes a seat with a 16-15 lead. 2 minutes to play here in the first quarter. Long 3 for Siegel, and it's no good. The rebound comes down to Halliday. Halliday in transition.
Siegel shot that one from the Parkway.
Halliday crosses over at the elbow all the way to the basket. It's blocked away by Nelson. Here comes Nelson in transition. Bounce pass off for Seward, and Brian Seward has all 5 Prep starters except for Corbrough, in the scoring column, and Southern Regional takes a timeout with 1:45 to play here in the first quarter, buddy. 17-16, the Prep leads it. This game has been wild so far.
Absolutely. Both teams are really taking it to each other. Nobody is backing down. Physical play at both ends. Michael Vistoria, he's doing it down on the block offensively, and then he comes up with a big rebound on a good defensive play. And Vistoria, a 6'4" sophomore with some decent girth and some good mobility with his feet. He's got quick feet, so he's giving Gesicki everything that he can handle, down low, and doing more than just holding his own.
Watch the game live at 97.3 ESPN.com. Gesicki back in the game, so evidently his knee is okay. So that's a great sign, not only for the team but for the young man's future. Bounce pass into the corner. Back up top for Ray. Ray dumps it down low for Gesicki, who's quadruple teamed. Gets the layup to fall, and he's fouled. He'll go to the line for another 3-point opportunity. 18-17, Southern leads. If this game goes like this for 4 quarters.
You said before the game you're going to need a big gallon of water. You're going to need more than that.
Gesicki's free throw is good. 19-17. Nelson walking it up the floor. Here's a pace we haven't seen. A full gym here at Southern, which is a great campus almost. Great facility here.
It's just a campus.
They actually, in Vistoria Walk, they actually have multiple gyms on this campus. The new gym down the hall is hosting the wrestling. That's how big wrestling here.
Yes.
The basketball team plays in the old gym.
Well,
in fact, the coach here
they
elected to play
gym.
the old gym because he said when he was a player, he played here. Their AD, Chuck Donahue, so accommodating. 3 ball on the way. High off the top. Logan Sheehan's 3 is no good, and St. Augustine takes the ball back with 1:02 to play. It's 19-17.
And real quick to talk about the size of this campus. Made the mistake of going into the gym entrance for the wrestling tournament, and when the women told me how far this was to get to the basketball, I said, don't you have a golf cart?
You needed one. It is big. They had about 5 baseball fields here. It's a great facility. And a block by Gesicki, by the way, as Seward goes for the layup. And Gesicki just everywhere on the defensive end of the court. Here comes Du Bois. Over to Logan. Back to Gesicki on the right wing. Gesicki now backs Siegel. Kicks it out. Du Bois goes baseline. Gesicki thought about a 3, puts it on the floor, might have taken steps, got away with it. Sheehan, and the shot is well off, and here comes Nelson. Nelson with the rebound, off in transition. Nelson splitting defenders and now pulls it back out. 10 seconds to play. They'll hold for one final shot here as the Prep trails 19-17. Nelson spins, and he gets called for a little of this, little elbow, little push off there, and here comes Mutz with 4 seconds left.
That's big, Mike, because that's Saeed Nelson's second. That's going to be his second personal foul, team's 4th.
9 points for Nelson, by the way, 9 of the 17. And into the game for Southern Regional right now is Dylan Clark, first appearance. Inbound to Gesicki. Gesicki in the corner for 3, and it's good!
You got to be kidding me.
Fade away, fall away. The Prep wanted a walk. It looked like he caught it and maybe took a step before he put it on the floor.
Yeah, he did take a step before he put it on the floor.
No call, and the 3 is good to make it 22-17 after 1. Southern leads the Prep here on 97.3 ESPN FM.
It's absolutely a very quick-paced first quarter of play. Those first 8 minutes, both teams, 22-17, these aren't the type of teams that you're going to see put up points like that. You know, they're a pound and grind, although both teams can run. And that's what we're seeing. They're just getting up and down the floor, doing a fantastic job here. And again, this is going to be one heck of a basketball game. One of the things the Hermits have to be obviously very cognizant of is the fact that their point guard, and I don't want to call him a star player yet as a sophomore, but Saeed Nelson is certainly on his way. He has picked up 2 personal fouls, as well as their 6'5" senior Stephen Corbo, who is an integral part of their interior defense. So it's going to be interesting to see how Coach Rodeo and his staff handle this going forward here in the first half.
Back to live action. Nelson's in the game. He's got the ball in the wing. 22-17 as we start the second quarter, and a jumper on the baseline for Nate Siegel, and Nate Siegel has 4. 22-19, 7:41 to play, and there's a trap in the backcourt as the Prep puts on a little pressure. Now a steal. They get the steal. Nelson gets it up for Siegel. Siegel lays it in. It's blocked by Gesicki, but a goaltending call. So give Siegel the basket. He's got 4 already in the quarter, 6 in the game, and they call Gesicki, who just jumps from everywhere. He is a treat to see if you haven't got a chance to see him play. In the corner, they bake the Prep's press, and a layup is short. Vistoria comes down with the rebound. He's double-teamed, and he gets it out to Seward. Seward up the sideline to Siegel. Siegel for 3, catches it unconscious for 3.
And that was from a couple of steps beyond the arc, and just like that, St. Augustine on a 7-0 run, up 24-22, 7 minutes to go, second quarter.
Gesicki with a layup and answers the call. So they cut the run. They tie it up with a Gesicki lay-in off the press. They break the Prep press. Seward cuts defenders, puts a high arcing shot up over Gesicki. It's no good, and Gesicki gets back and gets the rebound. Here comes the Rams. Du Bois gets it in the corner for Furlong. John Furlong, Ethan Du Bois in the backcourt. They get it to Gesicki on the right elbow. He turns and faces to the foul line, to the left elbow, and back to the top of the key. Gesicki, his right hand heavily taped. He spins to that right hand and throws a shot up. It's no good, and the rebound comes down to Du Bois. Southern with a second chance, 3 on the way by Jake Logue, and he hits it. And Jake's got 3 threes, and he gives Southern a 3-point lead. Nelson fires up a shot on the other end. Fast-paced action here. Boy, 27-24 with 6:07 to play here in the first half of play. Saeed Nelson
And that foul is going to be on Ethan DuBois, his second, team's fourth. Oh, wow. Nice out-of-bounds play under the basket, but unable to finish was Nathan Segal.
So 27-24 Southern with the basketball coming towards us here. They hand it off. Furlong in the corner for Ray. Furlong with the basketball. Back to Ray, who's got an electric green sneaker on. He shoots a long two, and Eric Ray is on the board for the first time this afternoon with his first two with about an 18-foot jumper. 29-24. Boy, what the swings in this game.
Absolutely. Now the Rams on a 7-0 run.
Three ball by Nelson, wow. And he connects.
Nelson shot that from the front row of the bleacher. He landed in somebody's lap after he released it.
Unconscious shooting on a Saturday afternoon. Normally you wonder, are the guys tired and they're not used to playing at this time? Gesicki drives the lane, kicks it out for three for Furlong. It's a miss, and Vistoria comes down with the rebound. Here comes Nelson, 24-27, 5 minutes to play. Nelson for three. It's off the rim. Vistoria gets the board. He backs out to about a 15-foot baseline jumper, and the rebound's no good down to Halliday. Here comes Zach Halliday. Crosses the timeline on the left wing, kicks it out. Thought about a three. Now gets it to Gesicki, who hands it back to Logue. Logue spins at the foul line. No good. Rebound comes down to Eric Ray, and the putback is good. He beat Siegel for the battle there of the boards and puts it back up. It's a 10-point lead now, 31-21.
And just a good job that time by Eric Ray going to the offensive glass.
31-27, excuse me.
Yeah.
Top
of the scoreboard, yes. I'll give you that one.
Fired it out of bounds as Nelson tried to get down on the baseline there into the game for the first time. Coming out of the game for the first time is Corbo, and he was the one who missed that pass, and he comes and takes a seat for it.
And that was just the third turnover against St. Augustine. One thing both teams are doing, the Rams have turned it over 4 times in 12 minutes. St. Augustine, make that 5.
Yeah, stepping on the sideline. John Furlong right in front of us here. Good double team there by St. Augustine. 4 minutes to play, 31-27. We've got a real tricky vantage point here for the game today. We're down in the right corner, and neither scoreboard is highly visible to us. I got Ulmer's head in front of me on this scoreboard, and the backboard in front of me over here.
Yeah, you'll never see that scoreboard. Between his head and the glare.
Seward takes it to the hole. He misses it, and Ray comes down with the rebound, cleaning the glass. Here comes Southern, back the other way. Logue throws it up, high off the rim. It kind of hangs there for a minute, and he gets his own rebound. Kicks it back out. They reset the play. 3 ball on the way. Halliday, it's long, and the rebound comes down to Nelson. Boy, Nelson's got to have a half a dozen rebounds. Siegel thought about a 3. Now Vistoria fires one away. It's short. The rebound, fought for, it's bouncing up a couple times. The rebound comes down to Jake Logue. In transition, here come the Rams. They get it up to the top of the key. Gesicki not on the floor. Halliday with the ball. On the wing, back to Ray. Ray with the ball high over his head. Gets it to Logue. At the elbow, and there's an offensive foul. And the screen was set by number 25, Rob Yiser, into the game. And he got called, I believe, for that off-the-ball foul.
Yes, that is going to be the first personal foul on Robert Yiser.
Gesicki back into the game for Southern.
15th foul. Sorry, excuse me.
31-27, a little scoring drought here all of a sudden. Under 3 to play first half. Seward at the top of the key. Puts the ball on the floor. Gets it to Siegel. Siegel back to Nelson. Nelson thought about a 3. Cuts the lane. Leaves it off for Mutz, and Mutz missed the layup. Ray comes down with the rebound. Paul Rodeo is beside himself on the sideline here.
Mutz was being dogged by Gesicki defensively, and that's what caused him to miss.
Off the screen, they get it to Gesicki on the right block, right in front of us. A little turn and face, and he can't get to the baby jumper to fall, and Vastoria comes down with the rebound. 2:27 to play first half. Top of the key, Nelson trying to slow this pace down. Boy, 31-27. We've been stuck here for about 2 minutes. Mutz on the wing. Top of the key. Bounce pass down low. Vistoria puts it up, and the layup is long. The rebound comes down to Gesicki. Here's Zach Halliday walking up the far sideline. Under 2 to play, first half. Mike Gill, Buddy Tarbotten here at Southern Regional. Live video at 97.3 ESPN.com. The rebound off an Eric Ray miss comes down to Nelson. Nelson in transition at the elbow, left of the lane, puts the ball behind his back, gives it off to 3. Siegel, and he's long, and the rebound comes down to Ray. Back the other way we come. Minute and a half. One and dones. A lot of one and dones.
One and done, and then we run. Both teams just pushing it up and down the floor.
Halliday, Furlong, back to Gesicki, top of the key. Puts it on the floor, spins on Siegel. Fadeaway jumper, right hand no good. Mutz comes down. A little cold spell for the two teams all of a sudden as Nelson walks up the far sideline. Man-to-man defense here by the Rams. Nelson, ball in the right hand, to the right side on the wing. Crosses over to the left, back the other way. Gets a screen from Vestoria. They bounce pass it to Siegel, who gets it down in the post to Vestoria, and he's going to go to the line for his efforts.
And Gesicki is going to pick up his first, team's 6th. And as you said, Michael Vestoria will now go to the line, a 6'4" sophomore. He will be shooting 2.
2 points in the game for Mike. He makes the first.
His first trip to the foul line. There's been so many outside shots, Mike. There hasn't been many trips to the foul line for either team.
Vestoria bends, and the second one is no good, and he misses. The rebound goes to Southern Regional as the ball is knocked out of bounds. And into the game for the Prep comes Steve Corbo back in. Mike Vestoria gets a little breather. Nate Siegel also on the bench, and into the game for St. Augustine is Kevin Kennedy.
Interesting substitution there, putting Corbo in with a minute left in the half and 2 personal fouls.
And Gesicki just drew a foul on Mutz. You got Gesicki, a Division I football player, senior, and Mutz, a freshman.
6'5" freshman.
Welcome to the big leagues. Rob Yiser will trigger for Southern Regional with under a minute to play here in the first half. 31-28. Southern leads St. Augustine on a Saturday afternoon here on 97.3. Sports Bash Saturday with Matt Hammond coming up right after us today. High over the head is Halliday. They get it on the wing. A 3 by Logue, it's no good. The rebound is knocked out of bounds by Furlong, and it'll go to the Prep. So the Prep have 31 seconds to play with here. And they're going to get Mike Vestoria and Saeed Nelson back into the game for these 31 seconds. Off is Corbo and Kennedy.
And Nelson checking back in on offense with those 2 fouls, which makes sense. And Vestoria, who's really had a solid first half, Mike, having to be matched up with Gesicki for the Rams.
Seward with the ball. Top of the key, 14 seconds, gets it to Nelson. Nelson loses the defender, now pulls it back out with under 10 seconds. Kennedy on the wing. Kennedy stared down, 5 seconds. They get it to Mutz. Vestoria between the legs, baseline. He throws up a wild runner, and that's how we're going to end the first half of play here in Manahawkin today, buddy, with the score Southern Regional 31 and the St. Augustine Prep Hermits 28. Here on 97.3 ESPN. Mike Gill, Buddy Tarbotten, and Matt Ulmer on live video at 97.3 ESPN.com. And, of course, we are at halftime here on this Saturday afternoon. A lot of stuff coming up. We got Sports Bash Saturday after us today. And, of course, we got the second half still to go here on the Saturday afternoon here in Manahawkin. High school basketball. We had Mike Frankel filling in this morning on the South Jersey Sports Report for Tyler Donahue. Great job by him and great information. And, of course, Tuesday night we'll have Holy Spirit in Atlantic City on 97.3 ESPN, and we'll get you all set up for that game as well.
And with nearly 30 years of experience, David DeWeese is an attorney who has handled matters ranging from traffic violations to criminal defense, from business formation to complex insurance litigation. In every case, he provides effective representation and makes himself accessible to his clients from start to finish. The DeWeese Law Firm provides effective representation throughout South Jersey in the fields of criminal and municipal defense, real estate, divorce, and family law. Personal injury. 2. Call the DeWeese Law Firm, 609-522-5599 for your free initial consultation, or visit thedeweeselawfirm.com. Vic Subs, serving the best subs in South Jersey for over 60 years. Vic Subs at 742 Ohio Avenue, Absecon. Dozens of varieties, hot and cold, plus salads, sodas, and snacks. Party trays made to order for all the upcoming big games. When your hunger sounds the alarm, chart a course for Vic's Subs. Open 7 days at 645-0200.
Mike Hill, Buddy Tarbott here on 97.3 ESPN. Scott Ewing back there at the 97.3 ESPN studios. And, of course, our basketball coverage on 97.3, always brought to you by Boardwalk Honda. We appreciate all the work that they do with us, Brian Brumell and his staff at Boardwalk Honda, making sure that these kids get an outlet to get their games on the air and on the video streams at 97.3ESPN.com. And that's thanks to Matt Ulmer at Ulmer's Appliance Service. We're at halftime here today on 97.3 ESPN. We'll take a quick timeout. We come back, we'll set you up for the second half of the game right here on 97.3 ESPN FM. Chuck, do you know what I put in here?
No, I sent Tyler that.
Yeah, he sent it to me.
So it would be username press and you put lowercase ram 1314.
But I don't have to put anything in this?
I don't believe so. I never did it before.
Okay.
Are you guys okay? Or?
Yeah, no, I've been using my phone, but he just sent that to me.
we have any other?
St. Augustine scored 17 in the first 11. It seemed that they scored all 9 and 11 in the first 4 minutes of that second quarter and then really slowed down a little bit. But obviously, Mike Gesicki leads away with 14. He's been a big problem and a big force for Southern.
Yeah, he's been, as you said, he's got 14. He's got 14 points, and he has been a force. He's got 6 rebounds, but it's the things he does away from the ball, the problems he causes because of his size. I mean, let's face it, the guy's a space eater, and that's why he's one of the top linebacker prospects in the country.
Obviously, at that frame he has, 6'5", very athletic. It makes it tough for St. Augustine, who's not very. They're big. They're not very big. They have, Vistoria is obviously a big guy. We'll see what the second half brings. See how St. Augustine decides to change their defense, if they do at all. We'll see what adjustments they made as we get ready to start the third quarter here on 97.3 ESPN and 97.3 ESPN.com.
K&B Concrete and Masonry of Ventnor. Call 609-449-8334 for everything from concrete to sidewalks to foundation to hardscape and pavers. That's K&B Concrete and Masonry of Ventnor. Call 609-449-8334.
All right, we're about to start the third quarter here, buddy, in 31-28. Southern with the basketball and the lead as we start the third quarter. They are moving kind of left to right, I guess.
I got to hear a little bit of Coach Rodeo at halftime, Mike, and he told his guys, hey, we're only down 3. We're not down 13. We're missing layups. Our shots are going to drop. Just keep getting after it.
Nelson coming towards us, gets it to Siegel. Back to Nelson. We are at the end line here, so everything's kind of up and back to us as Nelson banked one off the back, high off the glass. And Nelson, right where he left off, he had 12 in the first half. He's got 2 more for a game-high 14. Halliday in the corner. Tries to get a pass to Gesicki. It's stolen away by Siegel. Siegel on the break. Here comes Seward, and he gets the layup and the foul. Brian Seward with 4. He'll go to the line to try to make it 5 and tie the ball game up here. Actually takes the lead, 32-31. He'll try to give him a 2-point advantage.
And that foul is going to be on Jake Logue. It's going to be his first, team's first of the second half. And again, the prep doing a good job pushing the ball down the floor. And Brian Seward doing a great job showing the body control as he's able to avoid making that an offensive foul, float around a defender, draw the contact, and he finishes it off the three-point play by making the free throw the old-fashioned way.
Free throw is good. Gesicki triple-teamed, and he dribbles it back out to the top of the key. Gets it into the deep corner for a three for Furlong. It's short. The rebound comes down to Pistoria. Here comes Nelson in transition. 2-point lead for the Prep. Under 7 minutes to play third quarter. Down low to Corbo. Kicks it out for Pistorio. Here comes Nelson, and Rodeo wants him to back it out, and he calls a play. Corbo on the wing. Corbo puts it on the floor. Corbo bounce pass and stolen away as Seward hit the deck. Furlong gets it in transition, and a carry is the call on Jake Loeb.
And again, after turning it over just 5 times the entire first half, with 6:36 to go here in the third quarter, the Rams have turned it over twice.
33-31, Prep leads with the ball. Siegel back to Seward. Nelson on the wing, trying to get it down to Pistoria. Good defense by the Rams. A little 2-3 zone all of a sudden now for Southern. Corbo back to Nelson. Nelson for the elbow, and he gets it to fall. Saeed Nelson with 4.5, 16 in the game. 35-31, 6 minutes to play, and Southern Regional calls timeout. 35-31, the Prep leads the Rams here on 97.3 ESPN.
Mortgage rates are still low and volume is high. The time is right to fulfill your dream of owning a home at the Jersey Shore. Find your dream home at shorehomesnow.com. Let our real estate experts guide you through the buying or selling process. Expert advice, expert representation. Log on today, shorehomesnow.com, making Jersey Shore dreams come true.
Easy for you to say.
Yeah.
35-31, 6:05 to play. Full timeout taken by Southern Regional. The Rams, of course, of the Shore Conference, our first venture into Ocean County. We were here for the football season for Thursday Night Live with Tyler Donahue. Chuck Donahue Jr., the athletic director here. 16 years he's been at the school. And we talked to him before the game, buddy, and he said, you know, he couldn't ask for a better situation in a better place. And I'll tell you, the hospitality that they show us here is second to none. And
I think
we'd like Southern to join the Cape Atlantic League maybe, right?
Absolutely. And I think Southern Regional has a pretty good football coach.
They do. Very good program.
Would that be Chuck Donahue Sr.?
Senior.
He's been around a long time.
Yes, he has.
He's won everywhere he's been.
As a layup by Jake Logue. First 2 points and a half for Jake and the Rams, 35-33, St. Augustine. Chuck Donahue Sr. and the Southern Rams. Of course, Glenn Carson played linebacker for them. They lost to Mainland in the Group 4 final a couple years back. As Seward is fouled on his way to the basket, fouled there by Zach Holliday. And Brian Seward will go to the line for St. Augustine. You know, the Prep, a lot of people weren't sure what to expect from them this year. And obviously, they come right back and reload here. Saeed Nelson, a big help in that. Brian Seward's first attempt is good. They beat up on Middle Township the other night. That's not easy to do.
No, and that's a Middle Township team that was obviously down some players and also missing their coach, Tommy Fracca, who's recovering from surgery.
Away. Nelson with a layup. A little pressure all of a sudden now from St. Augustine. Here comes the full court pressure. Seward in the backcourt. They get the trap. There it is. They almost get the steal. Up the sideline. Furlong backs it out. Halliday. Ray. Furlong. Baseline. Layup. He missed it. And he gets his own rebound. Puts it back up. And with a right hand scoop is good. John Furlong, his first two of the game.
Tough shot. And you got to give John Furlong credit. He really stuck with it. It was an 11-2 run by the Hermits since the third quarter started. And now it's an 11-4 run, 39-35, 450 to play in the third quarter.
Saeed Nelson on the wing, on the right side. Nelson Belt high dribble, man-to-man defense. The Rams switch it back up. Siegel in the wing. Bounce pass down low for Vestori. It's stolen away by Ray. Ray gets it up for Halliday. Halliday up the sideline, comes to the middle of the court. Down low, Furlong. Halliday back up top for Du Bois. Gesicki on the bench right now. Right side. Up top. Here comes Du Bois, and the jumper is short. And a whistle and a foul. Seward taking the ball to the basket. He's been getting a little bit more aggressive taking the ball.
Yeah, absolutely. Brian Seward really picked it up midway through that second period. And he has been going hard to the rim. I'd like to give a shout out to longtime Hermit coach and St. Augustine Prep alumnus, David Catalana. Dave's traveling to Maryland, and he's got the game tuned in. Doing a great job up there with the new radio TV situation, that they got going on at St. Augustine Prep.
Yeah, a lot of their home games you can watch online now. Of course, this is a road game for the Hermits. They lead 39-35 here on 97.3 ESPN. They inbound the ball for Du Bois. Du Bois, who wears 3 on the road, 0 at home. Gesicki back in the game. Logue, Gesicki in the corner. Gesicki crosses over, goes baseline, and there's a whistle. And it's going to be a foul. He's just too big to handle, and putting the hands on there a little bit, getting whistled for the foul.
Stephen Corbo and the 6'5" senior forward is going to pick up his third, team's third here in the second half. And the officials for tonight's game, this afternoon's game,
Ray with a layup. He missed it, by the way. Nelson in transition. Seward left of the lane. Seward dumps it down for Mutz, and a little right-hand floater for Justin Mutz. The freshman has 4.
And again, good dribble penetration by Brian Seward. He finds Mutz all alone, left side of the rim, and Mutz finishes.
Gesicki on the block, triple teamed, and still gets it to fall. Just his first 2 points of the half, 16 in the game, and Southern steals it. Gets a turnover there. Du Bois stepped in and catches the pass. Now Du Bois circles back to the top of the key. Left wing, top right side. Halliday. Gesicki at the top of the key. Thought about a 3. Puts it on the floor at the elbow. Throws up a shot. It went down, but I think they're going to call him on the floor on the foul, so no bucket there. 41-37, 3 minutes to play here in the third quarter.
And they're going to call that on number 25, the 6'2" senior guard, Nate Segal. It's going to be his first, team's second here in the second half.
Southern with the basketball.
41-37.
To Ray, and a little baseline jumper for Eric Ray, who has 6 points off the bench in the third quarter here. 41-39, a 2-point Prep lead. Here comes Nelson.
Ray's got 6 points, 5 rebounds, so he's giving him a nice burst of energy coming off the bench.
Mutz on the right wing. Siegel back to Nelson. Nelson puts the ball on the floor at the elbow, gets it to Siegel, back to Seward. Seward to Siegel, over to Nelson. 2.5 minutes to play. Nelson goes to the hoop, and he's a little hand check.
And they're going to get Ethan Du Bois on that one. That's going to be his third. Team's 4th here in the second half.
So
and again,
real
leaves. Quick, those are the officials for this afternoon's game. The referee is Harry Brown, and he is being assisted by Jim Snyder and Jason Stallworth.
2.5 minutes to play. They try a little entry pass to Mutz, and he can't hold on to it. Gesicki comes down with the miss. Gesicki crosses over on Siegel all the way to the basket, and he's fouled. Siegel was forced just to grab him once he got past him.
Now, yeah, and Gesicki puts the ball on the floor, foul line extended, drives down the right lane, and that lane parted like the Red Sea, Mike. Nobody in the back of that defense wanted to slide over, get in help side, and try and take an offensive foul. And,
would you? He's a big kid, man. I know Gene Allen's sitting right behind me, and he's thinking, how am I going to match up with this kid in the Group 4 playoffs? Only 4 groups in basketball. First Free throw is good by Gesicki, and the second one rolls around and down. And Gesicki having a good day from the line. 18 points in the game, 41-41. We're tied with 2 minutes to play here in the third quarter. Great ball game here on 97.3 ESPN and 97.3ESPN.com.
The only Ram to get to the foul line in this game so far
right.
has been Mike Gesicki.
Siegel on the wing, stared down by Loeb. And Saeed Nelson takes steps, turns it over. So a turnover here could give the Southern Rams a chance to take the lead with 1:49 left to play.
Nelson right there making a sophomore mistake. He saw
Ray with an alley-oop attempt to Gesicki, who somehow caught that ball and almost got it to go. And now the ball's on the floor, and Nate Siegel comes up with it, and he's called for a foul as 3 bodies collide and hit the deck, and somehow Siegel was called for that. We had a lot of action there, buddy.
Absolutely. And again, that just is testament to how hard these teams have been going at it. 1:41 to go here in the third quarter, and we are tied at 41. And, you know, in the early goings, Mike, we could see and feel that this was going to be a great high school basketball game. And guess what? These kids have not let us down or our listeners and viewers.
This is an odd situation, too. The gym here, there's only 3 or 4 rows on the sidelines, and the ends are where the higher bleachers are. So most people are sitting at the ends of these possessions, which is unusual at the high school level. It's a very unusual gym for the high school level.
And again, that's why there's such a comfort zone here for Southern Regional. You know, you talk about gyms that are like unusual. St. Joe's of Hamilton.
Yep.
Wildwood Catholic. You know, they're just Haddonfield.
Seward, Mutz, and Nelson in the back court playing some catch. Nelson, and there's a foul, I believe, off the ball on the far side there. An off-the-ball foul on, I believe they called Kevin Kennedy on that, with the moving screen.
That's who they called, Kevin Kennedy, his first.
Pressure in the backcourt from the Hermits, and they almost force a turnover. And now a timeout taken on the far sideline by Southern Regional with 1:03 to play. They sensed that they were not going to get the ball over the timeline. 41-41, Rams and Hermits.
K&B Concrete and Masonry of Ventnor. Call 609-449-8334 for everything from concrete to sidewalks to foundation to hardscape and pavers. That's K&B Concrete and Masonry of Ventnor. Call 609-449-8334.
And I want to congratulate Jeff Moore from K&B, his wedding. Poor guy.
Oh, yeah.
Him and his wife, Christy, down was a destination wedding, and unfortunately I had to do this game, so I couldn't make the wedding.
Wow.
Although we got a good game here.
Absolutely. Well, you know, we might have been able to go down there and do the game and just
the
watched
game.
it. Yeah, we could have watched it and called it from the beach.
Pressured by the Hermits, and Gesicki crosses the timeline, puts it behind his back, leaves it off there for Logue, and 2 more. Jake Logue's had a nice game for the Rams. Here comes Nelson back the other way, and boy, Gesicki took that ball like a volleyball and spiked it back in Nelson's face.
Yeah, there was going to be no possible three-point play with Gesicki. Coach Paul Rodeo doing his best to try and get a goaltending.
Speaking of Gesicki and volleyball, by the way, some would say that might be his best sport of the 3. He's obviously a great tight end in football. He's obviously a great power forward here in basketball, but some people believe that volleyball is his best sport as Nelson's first attempt for the free throw stripe goes down. He's 2 of 3 from the line today.
Well, it's not a bad tour to get on, that pro volleyball beach tour.
Second one is good. So Nelson makes a pair and gives the prep, ties it back up at 43. Back the other way, fast-paced action. And Rob Yeiser is called for an offensive foul. So a little out of control. He took it to the basket there, had a good angle, but he gets called for a charge.
Oh, and that time you got to give a lot of credit to Kevin Kennedy for getting back, getting set, and taking that charge. And that is going to be the third personal foul on Robert Yeiser. His third, and that's the team's sixth. 30 seconds. In stereo.
Saeed Nelson at the top of the key, holding for the last shot. Nelson stared down by Yeiser. It's a 2-3 zone, it looks like here, extended with Gesicki out here on the wing. Nelson, dribble drive to the left side. Crosses over Yeiser to the paint. Leaves it for Mutz on a great play. What a great play. And a shot for three is going to come off the top of the glass. It almost went down. And what a great design play there by Paul Rodeo and the Hermits as they lead 45-43 at the end of 3 on 97.3.
The DeWeese Law Firm provides effective representation throughout South Jersey in the fields of criminal and municipal defense, real estate, divorce and family law, personal injury, civil litigation, collection matters, business law, wills and estates. Call the DeWeese Law Firm now for your free initial consultation and make your next case a slam dunk. 609-522-5599 or visit our website at DeWeeseLawFirm.com. The DeWeese Law Firm, located at 3200 Pacific Avenue on the corner of Pacific and Pine Avenue in the heart of Wildwood.
Mike Gill, Buddy Tarbotten here on 97.3 ESPN, and Matt Ulmer with the video from Ulmer's Appliance Service in Ocean City on 97.3 ESPN.com.
And I'll tell you what, Mike, that Justin Mutz, a 6'5 freshman, you know, he takes that pass from the 5'8 sophomore. You think those two are going to wreak some havoc in the next 3 years?
I remember a couple weeks ago, Tom Williams sent me a text message.
Yes.
We had been talking about Lamar Greer,
Yes.
and he said,
I
might have found the next Lamar Greer.
Yep. I was a recipient of that group text as well. And this kid, Justin Mutz, he has come off the bench. He has 6 points.
They get it to Mutz in the corner. Mutz at the top of the key, leaves it off for Siegel, the senior. He's really given them a lift this year. Nelson at the elbow. Backs it out. 7:40 to play in the ballgame. Siegel on the wing. Siegel puts the ball on the floor. Siegel leaves it off for Mutz, who gets it to Seward. Seward takes the ball to the basket, now kicks it back out. Siegel to Nelson. Nelson in the corner. Nelson now winds all the way to the top of the key. Saeed Nelson, 45-43. Prep leads the Rams. Siegel on the wing, or excuse me, in the corner. Now to the wing to Vistoria. Puts it on the floor, spins, and the shot is just out of the reach of Gesicki. It's short, the rebound to Vistoria, and he's fouled on the putback, and he gets it to go. A three-point opportunity to give the Prep a 4-point lead. He can make it 5 with a free throw.
And I do not mean to neglect this Michael Vistoria. He's a 6'4" sophomore. So you look at this young Hermit lineup. Vistoria, a sophomore. Nelson, a sophomore. Then you got Mutz out there that's a freshman.
Very good.
Oh, boy.
They're going to be very good. On the wing. Down low for Gesicki. Turns and face. Gets it on the baseline. A nice play, but it's blocked away. And a short by Furlong. Here comes Seward in transition. He gets the layup to go. Brian Seward will go to the line for his efforts as well as he's fouled, and the bucket's good. It's now 50-43. All of a sudden, a 7-point advantage. Boy, the ebbs and flows of this game has been wild.
And again, Southern Regional led 43-41 towards the end of that third quarter, and the Prep closed it with a 4-0 run to take a 2-point lead, and now they've added 6 more onto that run, so they're on a 10-0 run.
51-43. The free throw is good. Halliday bounce pass to Furlong. Furlong on the wing. Back up top for Gesicki. Gesicki stared down by Vistoria. Thought about a 3. Now he takes the 3. It's short, no good. Rebound. Furlong tipped it out, and Furlong got it. Halliday calling out a play with 6:23 to go. Halliday bounce pass in the corner baseline all the way to the basket. It's short. And getting to the line will be Logan Sheehan, who's into the game for Du Bois.
They're going to call that foul on Justin Mutz. Mutz just did not do a good job. He allowed that baseline drive, and Sheehan did a good job of taking advantage, going strong to the basket as he knocks down the first free throw. And Sheehan is the first Ram to go to the charity stripe in this game, not named Michael Gesicki.
Second one no good. Rebound comes down to Corbo. Back into the game. 51-44. St. Augustine leads it here. 7-1 Hermits against 5-2 Rams. Corbo on the wing. Corbo up top for Vistoria. Vistoria puts it on the floor, then gets it into the hands of Nelson. Nelson over to Siegel. Back to Nelson. Over to Corbo. Corbo in the corner, guarded by Gesicki. Corbo over to Seward. Seward puts the ball on the floor. 5:45 and counting. 51-44 Prep leads with the ball. Behind the back, Seward to the basket. Now he kicks it out. A three by Corbo is short. Rebound, monster rebound by Gesicki. He does it so gracefully. Just jumps out of the building. Why not?
Yeah.
Ball on the floor. Halliday loses the handle. Gets it to Seward. Seward in transition. Seward all the way down the court. And there's a foul first on the floor as Seward hits the floor along with John Furlong. 51-44. Prep in the lead over Southern Regional Rams here at Southern Regional High School on the campus. We got about a 5-mile walk back to the car from this gym.
Unless that golf cart shows up. And Gesicki picks up his second personal foul.
Seward's free throw is no good. That's the first miss by Seward. He's had a good day from the line.
And that was the front end of a 1-and-1.
Du Bois back in the game. Crosses the timeline. Good defense by Nelson. Nelson really D'ing him up. Sheehan in the corner. Back to Du Bois. 5 minutes to play. Du Bois goes baseline. Now he kicks it out. Sheehan for three. No good. It's long, and the rebound comes down to Eric Ray. Ray keeps it alive. Gets it over to Sheehan, and the layup is good. So give an assist now to Ray. He's had a good game. And Sheehan with the bucket. He's got 3.
4:40 to go in the fourth quarter. 51-46. The Hermits in the lead and with the basketball.
Nelson with a little dump for Corbo, and he's fouled. We'll see who they whistle here. It looks like Gesicki. Nope, they're going to get Eric Ray with the call. Gesicki kind of not happy with the call. Eric Ray. Got a nice assortment of colors in the sneakers for this Rams team.
Yeah,
the electric green, the purple.
Yep, be the all Crayola sneaker team.
Couple free throws coming here for Corbo, and Corbo's first one is good. Steve Corbo, first points of the game.
Yeah, the foul trouble he got into early has really hampered his help on the offensive end.
Second one rattles out, no good. Rebound comes down to Gesicki. 4:35 to play, 52-46. Southern with the basketball. Loog looking for some help from Gesicki. He gets it. Now a three by Sheehan is no good. The rebound comes down to Nelson. Boy, Nelson's having a day on the boards. And a timeout taken as Southern feels a little stagnant. And it's a 30-second timeout taken. And with 4:18 left to play, 52-46 on 97.3 ESPN.
Are you daydreaming about the Jersey Shore, summer sun, crashing waves, and the tram car? Ready to make those dreams a reality? Find your dream home at shorehomesnow.com. Let our real estate experts guide you through the buying or selling process. Expert advice, expert representation. Log on today, shorehomesnow.com. Making Jersey Shore dreams come true.
Nice day out. Go to boardwalk. Take a walk.
A very nice day. Supposed to get a little windy, though, and a little colder as the afternoon goes on.
Gonna have
possible
one of those,
snow flurries.
Nice. One of those vortex coming in.
That's what I guess that's the new catchphrase.
4:18 to play. 52-46. St. Augustine with the basketball. Now some pressure coming from the Rams. They get it to Nelson. Now they back off the pressure. Showed a little full court. Nelson crosses the timeline. Nelson gets it over to Vastoria. Vastoria with the ball high over his head. Worked on Ray. Worked to the basket. Spins up and under. Bounce pass down low for Mutz, and Mutz gets 2. And Mutz has a nice day with 8.
And that's sophomore to sophomore. Good job by Michael Vastoria. He drew the help defense to him, recognized his teammate was open on the right side of the basket. Bounce pass, layup, it's good.
And the basket is good on the layup on the other end as Jake Loeb has 2 more, and he's fouled. He'll go to the line to try to make it a 3-point play. 54-48, the Rams won't go away.
And they call that foul number 23.
Coach Fierro over there barking out some plays. Let's see if he puts some pressure on as the 3-point play is good. Now the pressure comes. Eric Fierro, head coach of the Southern Regional Rams. Now they back that pressure off. 54-49, 3.5 minutes to play here in the ballgame. Mike Gill, Buddy Tarbotton here on 97.3 ESPN. Matt Hammond and Sports Bash Saturday follows us till 4. They'll get you ready for all the conference championship games. Over on the wing is Nelson. Nelson over there to Mutz. Sophomore and freshmen in the backcourt here holding the basketball with 3.5 minutes to go. Nelson spins to the top of the key. Lost the handle momentarily, and Seward got it. Seward goes to the basket, leaves it off for Mutz, and Mutz with a little floater. Give the assist to Brian Seward, and Mutz is in double figures with 10. It's a 56-49 lead for the Hermits.
Seward did a great job. Good dribble penetration, got the help defense to come to him. Mutz, as a freshman, recognized, went to the basket, and was able to collect the pass and just drop in a nice short little floater.
Very nice. Good touch. Here comes Gesicki, who spins, can't get the layup to fall. Fighting for it. The rebound is now on the floor, and here comes Seward. Seward with numbers. Seward to the basket, cuts, misses the layup. Mutz mishandled the rebound, and it comes down to Logue, and he throws it out of bounds, but a foul called. And not a happy bunch of Hermit fans on that foul call.
Well, again, 56-49.
Yeah.
2:25 to play here in the game. And Southern is hanging around a little run, and they're back in it. But the problem is, Mike, Southern's got to get some stops on the defensive end. I mean, it's not rocket science. They can't trade baskets.
Gesicki's first free throw is good. So Mike Gesicki, quiet in the second half here. Just the one bucket. He does have 5 points as Mutz gets a hand as he comes off the floor. They like to use him in spurts, the freshman. And Gesicki's second free throw is good. So Gesicki's done all his damage from the free throw line virtually here in the second half, except for one bucket. They break the pressure. Here comes Nelson all by himself. Nelson's shot is blocked, and it's right in front of the camera here. And what was the call there, buddy? I didn't see what the official signal was because I saw the ball coming right towards me.
Well, that was it. Just Jake Logue, he just went for the block, and he drew contact with his body when he came down. He got the block clean.
Okay, Rodeo 1 and 2 in the ball.
Well, and it was not that. It was not. That was not the intent of Jake Logue.
2 shots coming for Nelson. He's got 20 points, by the way. Saeed Nelson.
As he picked up his 3rd personal foul. The team's been at the 10 foul bonus, so the prep shoots 2 the rest of the way.
Second opportunity for Nelson here. 57-51, 2:21 to play. 6-point advantage. This would make it 7 if it falls. It does. Timeout, or excuse me, Kevin Kennedy into the game now for Saeed Nelson, who takes a quick breather with 2:21 left to go. They get the ball to Gesicki. Gesicki catches, crosses the timeline. Gesicki on the wing. Gesicki all the way to the basket. Takes it to the baseline. He rolls it back out. Cross-court pass. Logue for 3.
Wow, Logue shot that one from the Parkway. He used easy pass.
A long 3 for Logue, and good recognition by Gesicki, the cross-court skip pass. 4-point game. 2 minutes to go. Vistoria up top for Kennedy. Kennedy over to Seward. Back to Siegel. Siegel in the corner. Corbo. Vistoria. And a foul. Eric Ray going to be whistled for the foul, trying to get through that screen.
And it's going to be the second personal foul on Eric Ray, the 6'6" junior.
Sends Mike Vistoria to the line, and Vistoria makes the first one. He's had a good day on the boards, and he is 3 for 4 from the line right now. Second one coming, 59-44, 140 to play in the ball game.
Yeah, unofficially he's got 7 points to go along with 8 rebounds.
And the second one is good. So working on potentially a double-double. Here comes Du Bois. He gives up the dribble. Now he's trapped. He nearly lost it. Gives it to Gesicki. Gesicki all the way to the basket. Spins with a little right hand right at the cup there and lays it in. And a timeout taken by Southern Regional, 60-56 with 1:31 to play here in the basketball game. Got a good one here on 97.3 ESPN, FM at 97.3 ESPN.com.
K&B Concrete and Masonry of Ventnor. Call 609-449-8334 for everything from concrete to sidewalks to foundation to hardscape and pavers. That's K&B Concrete and Masonry of Ventnor.
60-56 is the score.
And I know one of the things, obviously, Coach Eric Fierro for Southern Regional, he's telling his Rams, I'm sure they're imploring, we have got to get stops defensively. We cannot continue to trade baskets or foul and send them to the foul line. Now, in the worst case scenario, yes, you want to foul, send them to the foul line because it stops the clock and there's the opportunity that they could miss, 1 or 2 or whatever the situation would be. But the Rams need to get they really got to turn it up defensively because that is what has enabled the prep comes down and they're spreading the ball around the floor very well. So it's not like Southern can key on one particular person. St. Augustine's done a great job of getting everybody involved.
Showing some pressure. Here comes St. Augustine. Seward breaks the press, and there's a foul on Ray. Double bonus the rest of the way here. So Southern looks like they're going to employ the strategy to put St. Augustine on the line, and St. Augustine has been very good from the line today.
And Brian Seward is 3 out of 4. Nothing but the bottom of the net on his first one.
61-56, Kennedy out, Nelson in. This prep team looking to advance to 8-1, and second one no good. Gesicki, buddy, I think Paul Rodeo about 11 wins away from 800, and I believe he's got 11 games left. Jumper by Du Bois is good. And he hits that, and Southern calls timeout. They cut it to 61-58 with 1:14 to go.
The time is right, and you've earned it. Your dream Jersey Shore beach home is waiting for you. Find your dream home at shorehomesnow.com. Let our real estate experts guide you through the buying or selling process. Expert advice, expert representation. Log on today, shorehomesnow.com. Making Jersey Shore dreams come true.
Michael Buddy Tarbotten here courtside. Matt Ulmer on the camera today, of course, over at 97.3 ESPN.com. That live video, thanks to Matt Ulmer from Ulmer's Appliance Service. You can watch HD video of all the games, and you can go back to our website, 97.3ESPN.com. Click on the High School Hoops homepage, and you can rewatch, go back and check out all our broadcasts and the video of all these games right there on the website as soon as each and every game's over. Coming up here on 97.3 ESPN, our basketball schedule. Tuesday night will be in Absecon as Holy Spirit takes on Atlantic High, and you can hear that game on 97.3 ESPN. And next Saturday at the Jeff Cooney Classic, Holy Spirit takes on Eastern. And then Mainland takes on Holy Spirit on Tuesday the 28th. And the Prep and Atlantic City at the Battle by the Bay on Friday. That concludes the month of January. We'll tell you our February schedule at the end of the game. Pressure coming from Southern. 1:10 to go. 3-point lead by the Hermits, and they have the ball in a double dribble. Eric Fierro, the coach, is running up and down the sideline. He saw it, and Nelson turned it over. Mutt's coming into the game now for the Prep, and that was a good call.
Yes, it was a good call, and again, it's, you know, we have to remember Saeed Nelson is a sophomore, and sophomores are going to make mistakes. And right there, that was a big mistake. 61-58. We're coming up on the 1 minute mark left to play in the game.
DuBois worked on by Nelson. DuBois gives up the dribble. Over to Loeb. Into the corner. Gesicki with the ball. Gesicki puts it on the floor. 3-point lead by St. Augustine. Southern with the ball. 45 seconds to go. Gesicki thinks about a three. Puts it on the floor. Backs his way to the basket. Kicks it out for Loeb for three. It's no good. And the rebound is knocked out by Southern, and they get it back. Sheehan going baseline. He kicks it out for Ray, and there's a whistle. Actually, DuBois, that is, on the baseline. And Southern is going to get to the line here, buddy. And I believe that is 9 team fouls on the Prep. So 1 to go still.
And that foul is going to be called on number 4 for St. Augustine.
Yeah, that's,
and as you said,
on Nelson, by the way.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry. It was the 4th foul on number 2.
Eric DuBois at the line. Excuse me, Ethan DuBois at the line. No good on the free throw, and the rebound comes down to St. Augustine. Here comes Nelson, and he's fouled. And they'll go to the line for 2. So Saeed Nelson has a shot for 2 more. He's 2 for 2 in the quarter and perfect in the half. Sports Bash Saturday with Matt Hammond coming up next.
And Robert Yeaser, he picks up his 3rd. Check that, make that his 4th.
First attempt by Nelson is good, and Nelson's having a great day today, although all this scoring has come in really the first half. Everything has been from the free throw line here in the second half. Second one is good. So Southern does not make the free throw on one end, and St. Augustine makes 2. 63-58, 25 seconds to go. They're going to have to get off a quick basket here. DuBois gets a shot blocked away by Mutz. Here comes Seward all the way down, and the layup is good, and St. Augustine looks like they're going to walk out of here in Manahawkin today with a W. Back down the other way, DuBois with 10-9 as a shot goes up for Southern. It's long, and the rebound comes down to Siegel, and the Prep is going to advance to 8-0 today as they come up to Manahawkin and get a W on this Saturday afternoon. 65-58. St. Augustine wins it over Southern Regional, but a great game that really came down to the final minute.
Absolutely, and again, you know, big free throws for the Rams when they were trailing by 3. They had a big possession. They took a little bit of time off the clock, being patient, and then when they did make a decision to go to the basket, one of the, gets fouled off of the dribble. Ethan DuBois gets fouled off the dribble, and he's unable to knock down the front end of that 1-and-1. So, again, a great game. A lot of exciting basketball here this afternoon.
Very good game, well played by both sides. And, of course, Mike Gesicki and the Southern Rams, 5-3 now. They'll be a factor, though, in that Group 4 playoff bracket, you would assume. Atlantic City, obviously, one of the teams that are here today. Gene Allen in the building with his Vikings. And he was certainly watching this game and saying this is going to be a tough out in the Group 4 playoffs. And then, of course, you've got St. Augustine, who obviously has a tough bracket as well on the non-public B side of things, or non-public A side of things. They're going to have to go through Metuchen at some point to get there. And really well-played game by them. And as you mentioned, the young players for them, this team's going to be pretty good for the next couple of years.
Yeah.
They're always good, but this is an impressive young bunch.
Yeah, but they got some elevators. I mean, they got some kids that can definitely step it up and go to the next, that next level. I mean, as you said, the Prep is always competitive, but you don't see the type of talent like this Justin Mutz and obviously Saeed Nelson. And I'm telling you, I mean, as talented as they are, That Michael Vestoria played an incredible game inside. Think of the pressure and who he had to go up against, and he held his own.
That's right.
He held his own.
He had a really good game.
He made some great plays. He ended up with 8 rebounds. He had 8 points, and and he had some great passes. I mean, Michael Vestoria showed what a uncanny knowledge he has of the game, and his floor game. You know, he did a lot of things, Mike, that do not show up on these stat sheets in the box score.
Mike Gill, Buddy Tarbot, wrapping things up for you here on 97.3. We told you the month of January, and don't forget, you can go to our website, to the High School Hoops homepage, and check out our full schedule. The month of February opens up at the Battle by the Bay. Wildwood Catholic takes on Holy Spirit. Pleasantville and Atlantic City, the annual Battle by the Bay closing game there. St. Augustine takes on Middle Township on Monday, February the 3rd. On the 8th, Atlantic City takes on Camden at the Olympic Cape Challenge, and then Holy Spirit plays this prep team that same Saturday night, buddy. That's going to be a good game to see those two teams go at it. Holy Spirit playing Haddonfield. We'll have that game for you on 97.3. We'll also have this prep taking on Eastern at the Cherry Hill East Invitational, and we'll have Middle Township taking on Bishop Eustis. So we're going to be spending the weekend in Cherry Hill. Holy Spirit and Atlantic High on the 19th, and Paul the 6th against Atlantic City on the 22nd, plus all the Cape Atlantic League playoffs and the NJSIAA playoffs. So that's what's coming up here on 97.3 ESPN. Buddy Tarbot, my partner today. Great job out of you, of course. And Scott Ewing back at the station.
Thanks,
pushing
Scott.
the ones and the twos. Matt Ulmer on the video of 97.3 ESPN.com. Sports Best Saturday with Matt Hammond is coming up next. Once again, the prep beats Southern Regional today here on 97.3. Have a great rest of your weekend, everybody.